Okay. So I'm going to use this Wheel of Names thing to choose people's music to listen to. I've made a spreadsheet here, so I'm going to crack on. Kieran Clark. Let's go. There we go. Before I start, just let me know if you could in the comments, guys. Music, audio volume and mic volume, all that sort of stuff. Because I'll try and fix it as I go along. Vogue sample there. I'm flicking through these guys just because we've got a lot to get through. I like that. The mix sounds wicked. Really nice, punchy mix. What would I say? I think there's two things I'd say. One is that the bass line is quite straight. I think you could do with having some notes that are just... Let me see if I can get a MIDI Logic piano roll. Some sort of slightly off 16th notes instead of them. Let's see if I can zoom in any closer. Rather than it being do 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 do, which that's what it feels like. Maybe do 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 do. So you've just got some slightly swung 16th notes. I think that would give it a bit more groove. And then the other thing I'd say is I think you need a sort of skippy hi-hat in there that's not a just on the offbeat. So it's some more sort of 16th-y shakery hats to keep it moving. And then I really like all the lasery sounds. Yeah, someone said Star Trek zaps. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then maybe that I mean, this is pure taste, but I would probably use less of the vocal in this section because we know it's Vogue by Madonna, but I would say just a little bit less, maybe. But that's just personal preference. But yeah, wicked stuff. That is Kieran. Big up, Kieran. Nice one, mate. Okay, next up. Charlie Holman. Let's have a look. That's going to get annoying, isn't it? Can you turn that off? Does anyone know how to turn that off? Never mind. Oh well, we'll have to put up with it. Charlie Holman, let's see. Oh, Two Slice. I know Two Slice. I've already played some of your tunes. got much to say about that. That is it's a wicked track. Wicked. I'd definitely play that. That's lovely. Nice deep centre section. Yeah, top notch, guys. Wicked. Keep it up. If someone else might have something to say about that, but I am struggling to find something wrong with that. Big up, guys. Keep at it, and you'll no doubt you'll be smashing it. Grant Gore. Let's have a look. Oh, hold on. That's cheating. You can't have 3. Which one do you want? Is Grant online? I'm just gonna choose the first track here and say that's the A1. But you're only allowed 1 submission. There's only enough time for 1 each. This is sounding wicked. There's 2 things that I'm noticing. One is I think the kick needs to have a bit more presence. It feels like it needs to really thump. And the bass line I think is a little bit too prominent. And the tops I think are a little bit too harsh. Guys, first of all, please don't take any of this stuff too personally. This is all one of the things that you have to do in this game is get thick skin and not take things personally. But the track itself is sick. It's wicked. I think just a little bit of an issue with the mix balance there because, like I said, the kick needs to thump a bit more. The bass is overpowering the kick a little bit. I don't know whether you need to sidechain it or just maybe bring the volume down a little bit or shorten the notes maybe so there's a little bit more room to breathe. The tops... feel like just a little bit too much going on in the tops. Then I would say that that acid line's wicked, but it sounds like you've EQ'd quite a lot of the bottom out where it's a really nice element. I think it needs to have a bit more presence in the mix. And then finally the dubby chords, I reckon you want to probably modulate them a little bit and maybe put a filter on them so that they don't always hit the same time every time. They move a little bit more, and you can do that with FabFilter. What's it called? Soundtoys. Sorry, I use Soundtoys Filter Freak 2. It's really good for that. You can put some really nice resonance on it, and there's also another trick that I do to keep things interesting with pads is, and I've actually done it I did it on the stream with Ross the other day, which I'm going to post this evening when I get to better internet. Which basically you send some signal to a bus and it goes through a randomizer that only allows certain amounts of audio through, and then you have a mad effects chain after that, so that you've got like every totally randomly. You've got it has like a sort of almost modular effect to it. But basically the track is wicked. It just needs a little bit of work on the mix and just a little bit of modulation of that main dub synth. But yeah, wicked guys. Nice one. Oh shit, I should have deleted the ones that I've done. So it's results. Grant, Kieran and Charlie. Oh, do I not do that? Okay. Spin again. I know that name. That's Daffs. I know Daffs from Leeds. Big up Daffs. Where are you? Nice. That sounded punchy. Lovely tune. Lots of nice atmospheric stuff in the back. Much to say about this, Daffs. I'd just say maybe run some of the elements through what do I use? Decimator. There's a really nice setting on D16 Decimator. It's basically a bit crusher, and it's the issue being that I think it sounds too clean. It sounds amazing, but I think it sounds a little bit too clean. So I think if you run some of the elements, like certainly the hi-hats and the claps and stuff like that, through D16 Decimort, and there's a really nice setting on there, the MPC 60 settings on there, that's really nice. You might get more of that rough, warm analog feel to it, but all of the melodic elements and stuff like that in that sound really, really nice, man. So yeah, wicked. Big up you, mate. Okay, next up. Ooh. Boy. Jan Elbrecht. Big shit. Yeah, not a huge amount to say about that. Guys, super wicked standard of music here by everyone. Really impressed with this. Yeah, not much to say about that. That's spot on, mate. Big up you. Oh, shit. I should be deleting these, shouldn't I? How do I do that? Oh, well, we'll figure it out. It's Kevin Barnes. Just a little bit of sibilance or sibilance, I can't remember what the word is, on the S of what she's saying there, which you can fix quite easily with, there's a wave plugin that deals with it directly, or just EQ it out. Otherwise, sounding good so far.
One more time.
Could that shaker be just a little bit louder in the background? Those chordy stab sounds could do with just a little bit of reverb, and maybe again that D16 decimal just to rough them up a little bit, make them sound a little bit more, I hate the word, but analog, you know what I mean? Yeah, that sounded wicked, Kevin. I think just maybe bring the shaker up a little bit just to give it a bit more movement, and just maybe rough those chords up a little bit, maybe a bit of reverb on them. But yeah, sounded wicked, Kevin. Nice one, mate. Oh, fucking hell. Every time I click it, I'm meant to click remove. No, it can't be. No. I've got to remove... How do I remove them? Okay, we'll do another one. Another spin. I'm going to go with Simon Evans, actually, because it was so close to you that last time that... and I'll come back to Wada afterwards. So first I'm going to do Simon Evans. And then I'm going to do Wada. Roller. I think the tops need a bit of brightness on them, a little bit. That bass line's wicked, feeling that a lot. Roscoe's locked in. Big up, Roscoe. I found nervous. Oi. pumping a shotgun. Wicked tune. Yes, loving that. That is, who was that? That's Simon Evans. Big up, Simon. That's a sick tune. I just think the tops need to come out on that a little bit more. But yeah, that's got a really nice evil mood to it. Really wicked rolling bass line. So yeah, sick. Big up tune. Big up on that one. Finding some wicked music doing this. This is brilliant. Okay, next up's Water. I'm going to remove Water. Much to say about that one. That sounded sick. That sounded super tight. Really nice bouncy rolly. If I could say one thing, it's maybe it's very swung, right? And it's quite, there are elements of it where it sounds a little bit chaotic, but it holds together super nicely. But I don't know what it. I like the chaos actually. Ignore me. It's good. It's good chaos. Get Stussy on the phone. Yeah. That's a Dutch banger, that one. Wicked. Nice one, mate. That's sick. Yeah, super impressed with the standard today, guys. Big up, you guys. Ollie Green. Where's he gone? Ollie Green, here we go. I'd say those kind of squelchy, almost modular sounds maybe a little bit too loud in the mix because they're sort of at the same level as they're all. You've got the vocal, you've got the hats, you've got that all at the same volume level, and I think you need to bring one or the other down just so there's a little bit more dynamic. That bass and kick mix is nice though. Could you do with a shaker? Another little you've got all those vocal elements and all the synths at the same kind of volume. So it's quite there's a lot to process for your ears to process. So I would just say, just give a little bit more dynamic to those vocal and synth elements. But yeah, so that sounds like a sort of, yeah, that's the Sunwaves roller basically. Wicked stuff. Go away. Remove. Yes. Okay, cool. I'm learning. Have you cheated, Jan Albrecht? You keep winning. Right, you've been removed. Richard Bell. I'm just gonna flip it forward a little bit.
Now dance, baby.
Mr. V vocal sample in there. I'm assuming this is quite early stages because I'm just looking at the arrangement here and it's 4 minutes long. And you've got quite a big breakdown for a 4-minute track.
Groove, we feel the funk, the soul, in the minds, in the bodies. Dance, 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 dance. Now dance, baby.
Okay, a few things. I think the percussion needs tightening up. The clap, I think, needs to be a little bit tougher. I can hear that. I see what you're going for here, but I think this is quite early stages in the production, isn't it? But yeah, I think the idea is nice. I think a few of the elements just need gluing together a little bit better. But yeah, I think this is early stages in the production. But yeah, sounding cool, man. But I think yeah, it needs a little bit more development. Rafi Payray. Yeah, Our Minds has said something really nice on the group chat here. I like the simplicity of this, but could do with a cleaner swing template. That's kind of what I was trying to get at, but he's put it more succinctly. Nice. Little daytime roller. I really like the mood on this. I think the kick needs a little bit more body to it. It needs to come through a little bit more. Yeah, nice trippy number this. Wicked. I like in the tops, the hi-hats are wicked. That bass is nice, breathing. I think that little lead there, that Could do with a bit of space on it, maybe a bit of reverb or just a light delay or something. Because it's a bit too in front there, I think. Nice, wicked. Nice and trippy. But the kick not quite punching through enough, I don't think. And just that lead, I would say, just needs a little bit more space. But yeah, Rafi, wicked, mate. Sounded good. Oh, Rob, don't ask me how to pronounce that surname. Zedadine? Zedadine? Is that right? Okay, a little bit of a different vibe here. It's a pre-master this, so it's quite quiet. Nice. Wicked, nice, cool, breaky number. I like those keys. The reason why I'm flipping through it there is I'm thinking that would it not be better to save the vocal for later and have a really nice, like a beaty intro with the keys, and then you see where you've maybe a few of those little vocal snippets, and then maybe just save the vocal till later. So this is a bomb. Yes, Anthony, big up you, mate. Nice to hear from you, man. And yeah, great to have you guys involved, so wicked.
That's right. This is called The Basement, and my man CL's gonna kick it for you like this. From the heights, not what am I right? Simple, I can
nice.
like Popeye, the Brutus, I'm your host, like
I like this, but you could use this. It's super nice in just to switch up the vibe, and suddenly you're playing a hip hop set, and then bang, straight back into house and techno again. But yeah, really like this. I would just say, again, probably personal opinion, I'd use less of the vocal, so it has more of an effect when you actually do use it. The keys are so nice. I would probably use more of them where the vocal isn't, where it's not. But yeah, really, really like that. Wicked, nice one. On to the next one. Get rid of that as well. Daniel David Moore. Marino Coronel. Daniel David Marino Coronel. Here we go. Remove. We're off. Bit more techno, that's nice. I think we're missing some high frequencies here. They're there, but I think they need more presence. And I think maybe the bass is a little bit too overpowering because, again, the kick is being swallowed up by that bass line. Yeah, I can see what you're going for here. it's a sort of dark basement roller. And I can picture it working super well in Berghain or something like that in a heads down moment. I just think the bass is a little bit too overpowering, and you need to bring the tops out a little bit more. But the ideas are wicked. Nice. Moving on. Oi, Marley Cooper. Marley Cooper. Nice. Oh, you've had this mixed by Tripmaster, wicked. He's sick. Oh, you haven't had it mixed by him yet. Still sounds good, man. The only thing I would say about that bass line is quite a lot of mid-range in it, quite a lot of tone in it. And I don't know what you've used to make it, but maybe... it sounds like a sort of, like almost an organ bass. Yeah. What I would say with that is, I would say have an organ and a bass line and separate them. And have one like nice, because I know the sound you're trying to get for the bass there, which is more of a like saw or square bass line, square wave bass line, right, or a saw wave bass line. Have that and then layer on top the organ, because the issue is that you're getting too much mid-tone, I think. But the everything, like the balance of everything else, percussion and stuff, is super nice. Yeah. So you're opening up that organ sound now, and you're losing. Oh, you have layered two sounds there. Tell me if I'm wrong, Marley. I can see your comments on the thing.
Means to be alive, or have you been too busy?
I like that vocal.
Just trying to survive. This is your life. Don't let it pass you by. Enjoy each moment before you die. 'Cause that's where you gotta go. And you know what you keep inside.
Nice. That's wicked, man. Feeling that delay, heavy. Yeah, I really like that, man. Sick. Only thing I'd really change in that is just sorting out that bass and organ thing, because I think they're also trying to occupy a lot of the same space, because the bass is quite MIDI and the organ's quite low. So I think there's just a little bit of clash there, where I don't know what the fix for that would be. Would just be maybe a less MIDI bass sound, or maybe you could push the organ out to the side. I don't know what if you use Logic or Ableton, but In Logic, I use something called the stereo imager. I can't remember what it's called, but basically you can push sounds out to the side and give it space in the mix, basically. But yeah, really like that. Love the percussion. Sounded wicked. Pablo Luna. Nice. Yeah, nice. Feeling this. I like this. It's nice and groovy. The only thing I would say is the bass line is, it feels a little bit loopy, and I just don't. I think you could easily fix that with just a little bit of variation. So like instead of it just being a 1 bar loop, make it 2 bars and just slightly different on each one, or 4 bars or whatever, and just ever so tiny slight changes. And the pattern itself, because it goes dun 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 dun, it feels like you need to come back down again. Dun 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 dun. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that. I think that's what would fix that. So because you're sort of ending each bar on a question rather than having the. I don't know. I always think about music like resolving stuff in your head. So you kind of need to resolve that question you've asked with that dun 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 dun. That's the kind of the weird way my head works, but I think you just need to make a little bit of variation on that bass line. Also, I keep repeating myself on this, but the kick needs to punch more. Sounding wicked. I think the final thing I would say is that you've got some really nice space on those melodic elements. I think you might just want a tiny bit of reverb on the hats and the claps, just to give them, because it's quite a spacey track, those hats and claps sound quite dry and quite forefront. So I don't know whether it's just a case of a tiny bit of reverb on them. But yeah, sounding wicked. Nice one. Andre. Sorry, I'm just going to stop my phone from vibrating. 1 sec. Vibrate on silent off. Okay. I think we're missing a little bit of low end here. It feels like there's a filter on. Like if you're DJing, it feels like you could be dropping the bass any minute. And yeah, so I think that bass and kick need more low end, and I would also say that where you've got all these swirly synths going around. It might prove me wrong in a second. Yeah, see where you've got all these swirly synths going around. That is what I would hold them back and use them for like building tension, and then you take them away. Whereas you've got them throughout the whole track. That's your tension builder, and you're using it throughout the whole track. So I'll just hold back on that a little bit. Let the low end, let the groove breathe, and build those swirly bits into breakdowns or into drops. But yeah, nice work, man. No, we've had Kevin Barnes, haven't we? Have we had Kevin Barnes? I should be blanking these out as well, really. Oh yeah, we've had Kevin Barnes. Atro. Antilla. The groove's sick. I would just say that the kick is a little bit soft, and the kick and the bass aren't like punching through enough, in my opinion. Yeah, the kick's quite thuddy, whereas which is cool, but you've got quite what's the right word? Sharp, high frequencies which give it a lot of energy. So I don't think the kick and the bass match that energy, if you see what I mean. It's like you've got a very deep kick and bass line and quite high energy hats. So either bring the energy of the hats down to match the bass and the kick, or give the kick a bit more punch and the bass a little bit more oomph to match the tops. Nice, I'm feeling those like quite proggy synths. Sounding wicked, this. Like I said, the same about the kick and the bass or the tops. So choose one. I would say almost maybe bring the tops less aggy, because the synths are quite nice and deep. And then also I would space the synths out a little bit, because you've got them all hitting at the same time and they're all really cool individually. So maybe, have the pad and then and then another one and then another one. Just so it gives it a bit more breathing space and a bit more of a story. But yeah, some really nice elements in there. I think you just need to. I always have this with my music. I make so many elements to each track, and then I'm like, right, let's be realistic about this. I've got to choose 3-4 themes max, rather than having 8 or 9. Save them for another tune. But yeah, wicked work. Yusef. Have we done Yusef? Nice. Is the release on that kick a little bit too long? Because you've got quite short bass notes. I think that length, that kick release is a little bit too long because it eats up even the first two bass notes. Just try shortening the release on that. I don't know if it would make a difference. It definitely would make a difference, but I don't know if it would improve it or not. It's because I see what you've done there. It's actually the kick itself becomes part of the bass line, but the bass line you're using is really nice, and I would say that you want to give that a bit more of a chance to breathe. I like that tambourine rather than just using a normal hi-hat. It's nice, organic, feels nice and organic, you know. Nice. Daytime vibes. It matches the profile picture. Bit of acid's always good by me. I think maybe the acid needs to have some reverb or a bit more space because it kind of jumps out at you. And the rest of the tune's really nice and spacey. Maybe it's a bit too loud, that's the problem maybe. You only bring the open hat in there. Yeah, I reckon you want to bring the open hat in as well before, because that's quite late in the track to bring in the open hat. Also, I think it's just out of key. It wants to go up a note. Yeah, sounding wicked, man. I really like what you're going for here. It's a really nice, deep, like daytime vibe. I just say that open hat comes kind of out of nowhere quite late in the track, so maybe bring that in again. You can always take it out and then bring it back again. And the kick and the bass relationship just needs a little bit of work. But yeah, liking that. Sounded cool. So it's 11 o'clock. I'm doing one more. Matthew. Oh, Matthew. I'm going to have to go on to the next one, I'm afraid. But I'm not going to delete your name because I will save that for next time. Sebastian. Ah, oh, come on, mate. You can't put 3 in. I'm going to choose A1. Nice. Nice lo-fi. Ooh. Okay. Wicked. Feeling this. I think you need to do a little bit more with that bass line though. I think it's all the elements are sick. It's that lo-fi kind of like caban vibe, but you could switch up, maybe, you know, like I said before about maybe switching it up so it's not just a 1 bar bass line, or add another bass element so that the two can talk together, like a sort of like mid-level acidy maybe thing, not an acid line necessarily, but some kind of like more mid-level bass line. Also a little bit of reverb here and there. I know the aesthetic you're going for was quite dry and stripped back, but you could do with a little bit more space just to give it the feel of a bit more depth to it, you know. Nice. And then maybe a little bit of that Decimorts bit crusher vibe on the hi-hat there, just to make it feel a little bit more gritty. Nice. Yeah, that is definitely that's a minimal roller. I really like that. Okay, guys. Well, look, it's 11:05. I think I don't know how many tracks we've done. We've done pretty well. I think we did 22. I'm gonna keep this spreadsheet open. So anyone who I didn't cover this time, I'll do another one of these. I'm not sure exactly when, but I'll let you know. I need to look at my diary, and I'll cover everyone who I haven't covered, and what I want to try and do is actually get some guests on to do some track feedback as well. People that are on Moscow and Moss. So if anyone's got any suggestions of who they would like to have a feedback session with, then drop me a line. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Big up you all. Have a wicked week. Make lots of wicked music. Keep it coming. And let's just keep developing this community, keep growing, and keep supporting each other. Yes, wicked guys. Have a great week and catch you soon.